The Toronto Raptors have had an absolutely horrendous month of November, to say the least, as they have not been able to string that many wins together and seem to be having issues with their depth on this roster. Although this team has some glaring issues that I will get into later in this video, I thought I'd first bring up some of the major positives this team has going forward, because there are still so many things to look forward to that this team has shown us as of late. This video will be centered around the 2021 NBA draft class that the Toronto Raptors produced, who have continued to show their success throughout the season even when the team hasn't been up to par. After I've discussed that, later in the video I will be touching on the problems associated with the Toronto Raptors and what they inevitably need to do to get back to winning basketball. But first things first, what Masai Ujiri and the front office have done with their selections in the 2021 NBA draft have been absolutely outstanding, and we could even be talking about this class being one of the greatest in Raptors history, and one of the players in the class has yet to play any NBA minutes. Now obviously this video will not include any discussion of David Johnson, the Raptors' second round pick in the 2021 NBA draft, because we have no idea what he's able to do, but nonetheless I will be going over just how good Scottie Barnes and Delano Bantam have been this season, and I will tell you it's nothing short of amazing. Just before I jump into just how good these two rookies have been, the craziest part that should always be taken into consideration is who was drafted ahead of them, where they were selected, and the storylines surrounding the pick. As an example of this would be the fact that Scottie was quote unquote surprisingly selected at the 4th overall pick by the media, yet he has been playing as the best rookie in the entire NBA and outperforming the guy who was supposed to be drafted higher than him. Before I continue, I just wanted to say that only around 6% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if you could please consider subscribing to my channel to ensure that you don't miss any of the weekly Raptors content that I upload, it would be much appreciated. Now, Scottie Barnes and Delano Bantam have been absolutely stellar this season, and what I've noticed aside from the stats for both of them is their maturity on the court. You expect rookies to make mistakes. That's why they're given 3 to 4 years before you can really start calling someone a bust. This is because of the massive jump that it takes to go from college or wherever you come from to the NBA. Although for Scottie and Delano, it seems as if they've been able to make the transition with little to no difficulty. Both of these guys are extremely patient with the ball, which is something you don't see with guys that were deemed less NBA ready than most of the other prospects. But what is above all so impressive is if you look at their turnover numbers together, they average 2.3 and 3 turnovers per 36 minutes, which is an astonishing 6th and 7th best among all rookies. What's even better is that they are both guards and are given plenty of opportunities to try and make plays with the ball, so these numbers are very low considering both of their play styles and both of their roles in this offense. Judging by some of the turnovers they have committed this season, there hasn't truly been too many scenarios where there is a glaring issue in any of their playmaking abilities. They just made very common mistakes that are hardly of concern, like falling into a charge or even picking up a travel. Now, if you look at both of them based on their statistics as a whole, you should be once again impressed by what they've been able to do on the court. Starting with Scottie Barnes, he currently ranks 1st in minutes played per game, 1st in points per game, 1st in rebounds per game, 5th in assists, 5th in steals, and 5th in blocks among all rookies. I don't need to talk about what his potential is on this team, as I have already mentioned it in many of my previous videos just how special Scottie will one day end up becoming, but I just wanted to talk about his potential solely on the defensive side of the ball, since that is something I've touched upon the least. We all knew when we got our hands on Scottie and began to look at the tape in college just how good of an all-around prospect he is one day going to become. But just the confidence alone he's been able to display on the defensive side of the ball has been something I think the NBA world has now taken into consideration. Scottie Barnes does not back down from a single challenge defensively, taking on premier prospects in the NBA like James Harden and Kevin Durant and absolutely locking them up on particular plays. Of course, he's not all there yet to do that for every possession of the game, as he is still a rookie and we do need to give him some time to reach his full potential, but he did get the attention from Kevin Durant after the two faced off against each other, as Durant was extremely impressed with him after the game. But now we move on to the best second round pick in the 2021 NBA draft in Dalano Bantam. Out of all the rookies who have played at least 10 minutes per game and have played in in 10 games this season, the per 36 minute stats for Delano are quite incredible for a second round pick this early into his career, already making such an impact on this team as he ranks in the top 10 for so many categories. Delano ranks first in effective field goal percentage, first in true shooting percentage, fourth in PER, fourth in offensive rating, sixth in player impact estimate, sixth in assist percentage, sixth in rebound percentage, seventh in net rating, 8th in offensive rebounding percentage, and 12th in usage among all rookies. This just shows you that when Dalano is on the court, as we already know, he makes the absolute most of his opportunities and plays his heart out each and every possession. His regular stats obviously don't rank up there with the league's best rookies, and frankly I believe that that role that he's currently in is perfect for him at the moment to let him continue to slowly build confidence throughout the season. But nonetheless, the per 36 minute numbers show just how special and effective the young man is when he gets his opportunity. These two young players together are going to hopefully continue to grow and maybe even share a star-studded backcourt together in the future. But it's really crazy to think just how successful we have been with our first two draft picks in this year's draft. And yes, I do understand that one of the picks was the 4th overall pick, but it's still incredible that the 4th pick outperforms the 3 people ahead of him this early into the season, since there should be definitive reason why the other 3 guys should be better than Scotty right off the bat. But if you pair this with taking the steal of the draft in Delano in the 2nd round, then there's no way you don't consider this being one of the best drafts the Raptors have ever had, if not the best of all time. But we will obviously have to wait to see how the rest of their careers play out to really determine how good this class becomes. Just before I finish this video, I just wanted to make sure I touched upon some of the Raptors' recent struggles, since I do have my exams in school, so it's been difficult for me to post as much content as I'd like. So this video is kind of a 2-in-1, but don't worry, I'm almost finished my semester in school. Aside from the defensive issues that have arisen in recent games, the Toronto Raptors could potentially have major problems down the road in terms of the minutes everyone is getting on this team. This team is deeply in need of spreading out some of their minutes among more players on the roster, as most of the guys on this team rank among the top of the league when it comes to minutes played per game in the NBA this season. As of right now, out of the entire NBA, the Toronto Raptors have 4 guys in the top 30 in minutes per game and have 5 guys on that list in the top 50 if you count Pascal Siakam. I just thought I wouldn't mention him because he hasn't played that many games. What is absurd is that Fred VanVleet ranks 1st in the entire NBA in minutes, OG ranks 2nd, Scottie Barnes is 16th, and Gary Trent Jr. is 30th. This is not good whatsoever, considering this just raises the chances of them being worn out when the second half of the season kicks in. I do understand that these guys are our best players and have helped us win many games this season, but I think Nick Nurse and the Toronto Raptors need to spread out some of these minutes, because the last thing we want for this team is something bad like an injury to occur, which is more likely the more stress this puts on these players' bodies. And yes, I do know that this is far-fetched and doesn't directly correlate, as the players could just be less injury prone than others, but the Raptors don't even have that good of a record, even with these starters playing most of the game. The bench has not been performing too greatly, especially as of late, but I think the team needs to have more faith in some of the bench guys to at least hold their own more often from time to time, or even come up with some incredibly creative lineup solutions that see some starters play more minutes split up with the bench guys. That is just my opinion, as I find that this season the #1 goal should be the overall development of the young core of players, and if they're jeopardizing the health in the process, maybe they might need to change things up. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Raptors analysis and videos like this that I will be uploading weekly. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great night.